Simple things sometimes decide your whole setup experience, and HDMI switches fall right into that zone. They're small, they look basic, but they decide whether your movie night starts smooth or turns into a cable shuffle. And with so many options out there, we're putting two of the most popular ones, the OREI UHD-501 and the UGREEN 5 in one HDMI switch, to see how they perform and which one fits better in your setup. Let's dive in. So starting with how these two feel right out of the box, you pick up the OREI and right away it feels like it means business. It's got a metal body, a proper weight to it, and a compact design that doesn't look fancy but feels built to last. The UGREEN, on the other hand, looks more home-friendly. It's lighter, rounded, and blends easily next to a console or soundbar. Now, that difference in material actually shows once you start plugging cables in and out. The OREI's ports hold your HDMI cables firmly. No wobble, no loose ends. You can move your setup, and it doesn't feel fragile. UGREEN's ports are fine, but the plastic housing makes it flex a bit more when you press or pull. So if you move your setup often, OREI feels steadier. Both give you 5 inputs and 1 output, but the way they're arranged is a little smarter on OREI's side. Everything sits neatly on one side, so cable management feels easier, and that really matters when your setup already has a power strip, consoles, and a dozen wires fighting for space. Now when it comes to setup, both keep things simple, but they behave differently once powered. The OREI UHD-501 includes a power adapter right in the box, which is nice because you don't have to hunt for one. Plug in the 5 volts DC, connect your HDMI inputs, and you're ready to go. It's also fully HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 compliant, so you can throw in your PS5, Nintendo Switch, MacBook TV. No handshake errors, no weird flickers. And there's LED indicators to track the input. It's a small touch, but those LEDs make it super easy to track what's running. The UGREEN relies on USB power, which means you'll need to use your TV's USB port or a spare adapter. It works fine, but sometimes the power delivery through the TV USB can cause a slight delay when switching on. And it also got LED indicators to track the input. Both are plug and play, no drivers, no nonsense, but you'll appreciate how OREI includes everything in the box. Adapter, remote, manual, all ready to go. Next, let's talk about the switching experience. Both have 5 HDMI inputs and 1 HDMI output, and both support up to 4K at 60 Hz. But how they switch between devices is where the difference starts to show. The OREI lets you switch sources using the front button, the remote, or the auto sensing mode, which means it can automatically jump to the device you just powered on. That's handy if you're juggling between a console and a streaming stick. It doesn't lag between switches. There's maybe a 1-second black screen, and then you're good. Though UGREEN drops the auto switching part, you either use the remote or the manual button on the unit. But its remote range is better. Works cleanly up to about 30 feet. So if you're someone who likes plug and forget convenience, OREI feels smarter. If you prefer manual control, UGREEN feels more interactive. In terms of what you actually see and hear, both are pretty close at first glance. They both handle 4K at 60 Hz, HDR, and 3D just fine. Plug in a PS5 and you'll get sharp, clean visuals with zero noticeable compression. But if you look closely, OREI feels a touch more consistent with whole high bitrate content. It runs an 18 gigabit per second bandwidth, just like UGREEN, but its internal build, probably the shielding and power regulation, keeps the signal cleaner on longer cable runs. The UGREEN can do the same, but it's sensitive to cable length. Anything longer than about 9 feet on both ends can cause a flicker. So if your setup needs longer cables, maybe your TV's wall mounted, or you're routing through furniture, OREI handles it better. Audio-wise, OREI supports Dolby True HD, DTS HD Master Audio, and LPCM, so you're getting that proper home theatre grade sound. Well, UGREEN supports the usual formats too, but in our test with speaker connected, OREI maintains sync better during quick input changes. Over a few days, we had both running side by side, consoles, TV box and laptop, and OREI feels like that dependable piece you install once and forget. The auto switching is smooth, the remote works fine within range, and there's zero lag or sync issue. The only thing it lacks is HDMI ARC or downscaling, which would have made it even more flexible. Where OREI starts to pull ahead is consistency. It never froze, never lost handshake, even when the TV was turned off and back on. The UGREEN feels more plug and play. It's smaller and fits easily near consoles or a monitor. But since it doesn't auto switch, you'll need to use the remote or hit the button when changing sources. Not a huge deal, but a small manual step you start to notice over time. So practically, OREI feels more like a home theatre piece, while UGREEN fits a gaming corner or desktop setup better. In terms of cost, they're close. The OREI UHD-501 comes in around $25, while the UGREEN sits near $30. OREI gives you a power adapter, a remote, and a solid metal body. More value straight out of the box. UGREEN offers a compact shape and support for VRR, which is nice if you game often. But for about $5 less, OREI quietly gives you more flexibility and everyday ease. So yes, both are close in price, but their worth depends on what you care about more: stability or style, automation or control. So after spending enough time with both, here's where we landed. They both do their job well. You'll get clean 4K video, proper HDR, and no visible signal loss on either. But when you stack small details, the stronger build, the auto switching, the steady performance, and the no-fuss reliability, the OREI UHD-501 quietly wins the practical game. It doesn't look as stylish, but it feels like the switch you'll install once and not think about again, which for most of us is exactly what we want from a device like this. So if your goal is stability, OREI feels more grown up, and if you want something compact and modern for your console setup, UGREEN fits well. Either way, both are worth their price, but OREI feels like the one you'll keep for longer. That was all. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more tech news and reviews.